Hey everybody. Oh, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about, Lord, that's crooked. Hold on a minute. Uh Prepping, but like I watch some prepper shows and there is a ton of different things people prepare for. I seen one where Yellowstone National Park exploded. I seen one where we went to a nuclear war, the downfall of America, an invasion, drought, flood, and so forth. Okay. But what I noticed was there is a there's amount of preps that every one of them had. Okay, what I mean by that is, okay, all of them stored food because you have to be able to eat. Uh, you know, on like if you got to have seeds so you can regenerate food the following year so you have more food. Uh, water, water was a big thing, of how to prep. Now, okay, with let's say me, okay, my well is I think 245 feet deep. Okay, if it's an economic collapse, do I need 6,000 water filters and all this? No. If it's nuclear, okay, you need a Geiger counter. That way, when you pull the water up and you put it in your bucket, you can see what amount of radiation's in it because I don't know how you purify water against radiation. Uh, if you got a deep well, you probably don't have to worry a lot about filters and stuff. What I would worry about is do I have, see this little bucket right here? I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a pipe looking thing standing right there. That's a dipper bucket. You tie a rope to it. You got to pull, of course, you got to pull your pipe and everything out of the well. If let's say it's the grid went down. Okay, and they're you get the message. It's going to be years, whatever. We pull that pipe out. We drop that down in there. Okay, there's no reason if the grid goes down, my water situation changes except for the fact I need that about 100-foot rope to get to my water, and then some way to crank it back up. Which I have made preparations to get water out of my well. Okay, I own 5 or 6 of these little live straws. Okay, the reason is I've got one in my pick 'em up truck, and no, there's two. I take it back. There's two in my pickup. Okay, if I'm gone, let's say I'm in Kingsport to a doctor's appointment, and I know it's going to take me probably a day or two, maybe 3 to walk home. You know, I have things that's going to take place while I'm not here. Like, my son that lives out the road just about a mile is going to hit here hard. He's going to be right here. And he's going to, make sure things goes. I got neighbors that, is going to watch over my place. And I'll watch over theirs if they're out of town till they get home. Okay. On that note, does my neighbors, okay, if we got live straws, okay, if I'm walking down the road, I run up on a mud hole or say a stream or something, I can drink water. But am I worried about it here? No, because my well should be clean water. Now, if it's, I don't know, biohazard or whatever, you'd want some way to test it. But, to me, I know my well's 245 feet deep. It's not a priority as far as I know I'll have water unless it's a drought. Then I have water catchment, and I do have a few filter systems for that. I've got one that you actually make. Remember, we went to school. Remember? Did you go to school? Okay, you went to this class called science, and back then they taught you something. They said, you can make a filter, using these products. Okay. And it was like, you know, you got dirt, gravel, sand, and so forth. You come down, charcoal, then you want to screen it. Okay. You run that for, let's say, 10 minutes. You let that run for 10 minutes, clean all that dirt and stuff out of it, and silt and all that. Okay. Then you have an actual water filter. Okay. You don't have to go buy all these big fancy water filters. You can make them if you went to science class. I know, I know. Back in the day, we tried to learn something. Okay. Okay. Do I plan on bugging out? No, I'm bugged out as far as you can bug out. The closest store to me is a 20-minute drive. Okay. If you start walking from the closest store to me, it'd take you at least a day and a night, or at least about 2 days to get to me. Okay. I'm not real worried about that. My neighbors, okay, I got good neighbors. I ain't gonna lie to you, I got some real good people around me. Okay. My priorities would be, is my brother and sister gonna make it? Do they have fuel? I beg them all the time, you know, put back a 5-gallon bucket of, gallon of gas, put that in your car at the first, whenever you get paid, the 15th, whatever you get paid, the 31st, whatever. Put that in your car and refill that jug, and that way you always have a fresh 5-gallon jug of gas. Put you some of that gas stabilizer and stuff in it, and that way if you do have to run, you can at least, I tell them, try to keep your tank full, try to keep it half full, something, keep some gas in that rod. Okay, and that way if you do have to get down here, you have means to do that. Now, I got to reading about these EMPs. Come to find out, most cars will survive an EMP attack. I didn't know that. I always heard that, they would be shut down and you hoofing it. Okay, come to find out, that ain't true. Batteries and stuff like that will be fine. Anything hooked to your grid is what will be cooked. If you've got okay, my flashlight there, that rechargeable flashlight, I quit hooking it to the electrical because that's part of my preps. I've got it hooked through my little solar system. It charges through my solar system when it needs to be charged. My drills and stuff get charged through the solar system now, because you don't know when the EMP is going to hit. If that's what you're worried about, I'd have solar, at least some degree of solar power, or wind. If you're in a windy area, get a wind turbine. If you can afford both, get both. Have some way to charge stuff. Okay, do you need 20 batteries to charge? Try to run your whole house. That's up to you. I've got 2 deep cell batteries, and then I've got a little motorcycle battery. That little motorcycle battery, I can put lights, a few little solar lights up, or 12-volt lights up, and hit run them long enough for me to get in the bed. And also look at like this. Let's say I'm looking at the grid's going to go down. We're putting all these electric cars and crap on the grid, and I'm afraid the grid's going to go down. Okay, what if that ain't what happens? What if the powers to be in Washington, D.C. destroys this country, drops us in a financial crisis, and puts us in a recession or depression? Okay, you prepared for the wrong thing. Okay, I would look at my priorities as food. You got to have food to eat. And everybody says 3 months. The government says 3 months. I don't know where you live. Okay, you can plant, I can go out here and make some little hot boxes and stuff like that and plant a few turnips and radishes, but I can't grow enough stuff in the winter to subsidize. Okay, I have to look at this one full year from plant, or let's go harvest to harvest, because if you don't, you're going to run short. a lot short. Uh, Water. Do you have clothes? Do you have, ways to keep warm with clothes? Do you have a way to heat your house? It don't matter if it's a financial situation, if it's a drought, a flood, and is your house in a flood zone? Do you have to worry about if I'm going to use the Mississippi River? If the Mississippi River gets out of banks, are you in a flood zone? Okay, you might want to prioritize what do I do if it's a flood. My notion would be sell that while it's not flooded and on up the hill a little bit. But, you know, okay, let's say we all get ready for a nuclear war and it's just the grid goes down. And I didn't say that lightly, just, okay, we're not at war. The grids went down. Okay, do you understand that your cell phones ain't gonna work? Your TVs and stuff ain't gonna work. All that stuff ain't gonna work. Did you prepare for that? Uh, you know, do you have canning jars? Do you have salt? Okay, okay, if it's a grid goes down, okay, your neighbors eventually will need help. Okay, are you prepared for what you need to do? If they come up, like, okay, there's another thing. I never did consider myself a prepper, but I found out I was. I was just raised. Okay, that's the thing most people don't understand. I was raised in the 70s. Okay, we killed hogs on the farm. If we had a beef, we killed a beef. We gardened all year so we had enough stuff to put up in the winter. We lived from year to year. And, we raised tobacco and things like that. And, we just barely kept bills paid. Was there days we went hungry? Absolutely. Okay, people don't know, they don't have a phantom of what being hungry is. Okay, if they had to go from breakfast to supper, they might near died. Okay, because they didn't get to eat lunch. Okay, we went to bed hungry. I remember we had soup beans, cornbread, and tomorrow we was going to have soup beans and biscuits. Okay, if you had a little chow chow or something to put in there, boy, I'm telling you, thought you was living high up on that hog's back. You know what I'm saying? You up there towards the tenderloin. Okay, we would kill 2 hogs every year, just about it. Some years we didn't kill a beef, we didn't have the money to get a beef, and it's very seldom we did have the money to get a beef. Okay, but we canned that meat. We done all this. Okay, I do it because that's the way I was raised. I never thought of myself as a prepper. Okay, in 2020, I went out and I was, I got grandkids, I got kids, and I like to plink with a 22. I had nieces and nephews right around here. They like to, plink on that 22 a little bit. You couldn't buy a 22 shell, hardly at all. And if you did, man, they were 10 times higher than they'd ever been. Common sense, as it says, common sense said, oh, when we got shells, I needed to buy some shells up. I need to buy a couple extra boxes, 22 shells. I need to buy a couple extra boxes of, my deer rifle shells. And if I'm going to squirrel hunt, I need some shotgun shells. And, you couldn't buy a box of shotgun shells unless you was paying $28 for a little old box of low powered 7.5 shot. Okay. When they come on back out with that 100 box and they're $28 100, I bought a couple boxes of them, brought them to the house, put them up. I didn't think about it prepping. I was thinking, I just don't want to be without shells again. Okay. I guess somewhere along the line, I got declared a prepper, but that was not what we called us growing up. But if it's being prepared for something, I guess I am. I'm prepared for winter. Like, okay, every year during the summer, I try to get my propane tank filled. Okay, then during the winter, I don't have to worry about that. When I burnt wood, when I was able to burn wood, man, I was out there the first of spring. But I cut all my wood. I put it in the wood shed. It sat out there and dried all summer, seasoned all summer, and I was good to go when wintertime come. I had 255-gallon barrels full of kindling. I had any kind of paper like, this stuff like this. I kept all that out there in a barrel, mashed down, where when I needed paper, I had a way to start a fire. Okay, I didn't consider it prepping. I just considered it, okay, I'm going to have something to start a fire with. So these little magazines and all this junk mail, comes in out there in the bucket. Okay, who knew that was prepping? I didn't. Okay, look at your priorities in prepping, and do you have a way to heat your house? No matter what happens, you're going to need a way to heat your house. If the grid goes down, do you have a way to heat your house? If there's a nuclear war, do you have a way to heat your house? If there's a famine, do you have a way to heat your house? Heating your house seems like a priority to me, because wintertime's going to come and your butt's going to get cold. Okay, in the summer, I never had an air conditioner. I was probably 50-year-old, never owned an air conditioner, not even into a vehicle. My neighbor come out here to help me do something, which I've known him since grade school, I guess. He come out here and he was like, man, you got an air conditioner? I was like, no, I got a little old fan over here blows on me a little bit. Well, I remember what we was doing, but man, he got hot and he goes, I can't do this. He said, it's just too hot in his house. I didn't think it was. He said, man, I don't see how you sleep at night. I said, well, I turn that fan and blow on me a little bit. And I, open, crack a window over and let the suck cool air in. Man, you can't live like this. You're going to die, he said. Well, he had an extra air conditioner out there. He brought that and we put it in my bedroom. And it would kind of cool the bedroom. And I put a rag up over the hallway to where it could have a chance of cooling the living room, the kitchen, and the bedroom. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to tell you. If you listen, hear that buzzing noise? That's an air conditioner. Okay, I couldn't imagine living without one now. Could I? Yeah, I'd go back to where it was. But I know I had to have some kind of wind blowing me at night. I got to have some kind of breeze blowing on me at night, or I suffocate. I have a fan. I have a little solar system over here that I can hook that fan up to. And, during the day, they make these fans. They're called attic fans. It's a solar attic fan. You set that thing up, and when the sun hits that solar panel, this fan starts running. Okay, and it'll run that fan all day. As long as that solar panel's getting sunlight, your fan's going to run. Okay, that kind of, if you've done that on each end of your house, put a solar panel up, it kind of cool your house if that's something's really important to you. You might have to make it to where you switch the fans and it blows this way in the evenings and that way in the mornings, depending on which side of the house got some shade to it. Look at things that if there's 4 or 5 scenarios, okay, I look at, do I have some of them potassium iodine tablets? I didn't know what it was. I seen it on a prepper show that, this guy was worried about nuclear war and he talked about these potassium iodine pills. I went on Amazon, different places, and I was like, man, them's high. But if you look at something, if there's a big sale comes on, they'll alert you. They'll send you a thing, say, hey, remember you looked at this. They're on sale today. They're half price. Okay. I ordered them when they was half price because, okay, honestly, where I'm at, there's nothing around me big enough that I'm worried about nuclear warhead. I'm out in the mountain, I'm out here in the boonies. Okay, do I think they'll hit the biggest, thing around me is Kingsport. And it's over an hour drive from my house. Okay, will there be probably nuclear fallout to some degree? But, it wasn't my priority at the first when I started looking at all this. food, water, shelter, heat, stuff like that. Do I have means to hunt? Do I have means to trap? Do I have means to, do this as we're surviving? Okay, at first you'll be surviving, then you can be thriving. But you got to fall back to surviving. So I got to looking, what if it is a drought? Okay, my well's 245 feet deep. If you cautiously, I get, so many, like a gallon and a half a minute. Okay, if I'm just using, let's say, 15 gallons of water a day, it shouldn't go dry too awful quick. Do I have rain catchment systems? Yep. But they also water my garden. So I don't have to pump water out of that well into my garden. And, I try to make it to where it's got multiple purposes. My critters, okay, I need a way to restock food every year. Okay. Uh, Chickens, eggs, so forth, I got to have those. I got 2 hogs, and, if I had to, I could kill one hog, breed the other one, let her have pigs, and then, continue through that way with the hogs. Uh, I got rabbits, and rabbits are cool. Okay, I promise you. Okay, I buy them. There's 4, and they use, I don't know, half a bag of rabbit food a month. It's like 25-pound rabbit food. I buy 50, so I'm getting a little stocked up. But every time you go to clean out that cage, time you clean their cages out twice, you got 50-pound of rabbit poop or a 50-pound bag of rabbit poop in return. Which I do give them grass and stuff too, but I take that out and I put that all over my garden and I got a raised bed out here for carrots and stuff. And, I know that the soil in that raised bed is not the best. So I'm starting to add, the rabbit manure. I've got straw. I've got all kinds of stuff in there adding up to, making a better bed. So I can just grow carrots because I like carrots. And I've got a hump going over it like this. So, I can grow cucumbers or whatever over top of it. I'm working on that out there. Okay. But when I prepare and I'm going to go spend money, I look at it, will this serve more than one purpose? Okay. And can it be used if there's 3 different scenarios? Would I go and buy one of them big radiation suits and, Geiger counters and all that? Probably not. If it's that bad, I'd like to be in the cellar with the door taped shut and what little air seeps through. Try to live off of that and make sure you don't get radiated like that. But it's like I don't know what a radiation suit and all that costs. I'm gonna say a couple $100. Well, I feel me going down here to the grocery store and buying up some canned goods would be more important. Or maybe buying some salt so I can cure meat, and things like that. Buy books, people. Now, I'm telling you, these videos are great. But if, let's say, the grid goes down, all these cell towers are going to quit working. All these cell phones are going to start working. You can't go up to a plane and go, what is that? Okay, that's a great app, as long as that phone's working. Okay, what happens when economic collapse hits? You can't pay your phone bill. Cut that off. You can't access the internet, so you cannot look up at plants. You can't look up nothing. Okay, you can't go back and see Mountain Man's videos. What did he say about that? It ain't there. Get you a book on medicines around you. I'm in the Appalachian Mountains. Okay, I went and got books on medical herbs in the Appalachian Mountains. I got edibles. I was raised on, going out here to the yard picking stuff to eat. We done it every year. But I know there's lots of stuff out there I didn't know, so I got me some books. I can every year. But, some of my kids can a little. But I've got books on canning. I've got books on preserving foods. I've got books on drying foods. I've got books on mushrooms. Mushrooms, I know one mushroom. I know dryland fish when I see it. As far as the chanterelle, I'd want my book chanterelle mushroom. This is how you know if it's a chanterelle. It's not a mushroom I pick very often. What mushrooms in this area is good to eat, I'd be scared to death because I wasn't trained on that. But I got a big old book over there on it that I can take in the woods with me if I have to. Okay, I had a doctor buddy that quit doctoring, and I got a big old blue book over there that's got every pill I reckon up to that date. You just look it up. Oh, here's one that matches it. It's this, and here's what it's good for. So if it comes down to, let's say, a whole bunch of people gets wiped out, okay, and people's going door to door getting medicines and stuff, okay, if you don't want that medicine for, you may be taking cancer medicine trying to cure a cold. But if you got that medical book right there, it'll tell you, hey, that's good for this, that's good for that. Okay, put some books in your inventory. They're not expensive. I mean, they're not. And I want to show you a book I got. Now, I don't know if you can find it anymore, which a buddy of mine found this and give it to me. This is Roland's Pocket Medical Dictionary, 21st edition. Okay, you actually go in here and you look up the symptoms of what somebody's got, which I can't see the little fine print. I can put my spectacles on and I can say, okay, you're having pains in your side, you're sweating, your nose is dripping, whatever. Oh, okay, right here's what could be wrong with you. These three things. Now and then you go look at those other things and see what the symptom is. And the doctors used to carry these in the bottom of their little bag, when they come visit you. They had that in the bottom of their bag. Okay, then right back here, if you look, see that little section right there? I don't know if you can see them or not. This little section right here, this is remedies. Okay, if you've got influenza, there's medicines right here, and they're herbal remedies. Because back in, they went out and dug yellow root. It says ginseng. It's got alcohol, which would be liquor or tequila or something. It tells you how to make a medication for influenza. If you've got a common cold, this is things that helps treat the symptoms and stuff. Pretty good little book. Okay. Do I plan on being a doctor of crap fan? You don't want me to be. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I have stuff here that I can hunt up stuff to be a doctor if I have to. Okay. I see all the time on there. How many bullets do you need? Okay. As many as you can afford without hurting yourself. That's just truth. Okay. I bought, what was it? 4 or 5 boxes of 270 shells when I first started. Because during the pandemic, we may go through another global pandemic. It would not surprise me being this close to election. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'd have me a couple of extra boxes of shells bought up. But I look to see if everything I'm ready to hunt this year. Do I have stuff for my muzzleloader? Do I have stuff for, all this? To me, that's a priority. Okay. I went over and they had them cans of powder on sale. Okay, I like them little pellets like everybody else does. It's already put together, and you just drop 2 of them in your gun, you're good to go. Okay, but I bought a bunch of that powder because it was $7 a can. And if you've ever bought it, that's a good buy. Okay, they had primers on sale. So I bought a bunch of primers. Remember during the 2020, you couldn't buy a primer to save your life? You couldn't buy a shotgun primer. You couldn't buy a rifle primer. Nothing. You couldn't buy primers, period. Okay. If you found them, like some old boy was smart enough to, he put back some, he could put them out on the market. Okay. I seen them as high as $100 a 100. Okay. They ain't worth, normally they was the $6, $7, maybe $10 a 100. Okay. I put some stuff up like that because, if it's on sale and I've got a little bit of extra money, I might forget to get, let's say I can my own jelly, but let's say I'm getting pancakes and syrup. Okay, I might forget the pancakes and syrup this month and go ahead and spend that $12 towards something over here. And every month, here's the thing. Right now, it may be a year, it may be 6 months, it may be right down around the corner. Prep food first. I would prep for, if it would depend on your water situation. If you got town water, public water, do you have a way of cleaning it? If you have to go to a spring or something, and you don't feel safe drinking out of a spring. I've drunk out of springs my whole life, and I ain't never caught nothing. Where it comes out of the ground is what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not talking about 300, 400 feet down the hill because there might be a dead deer laying in that water. I'm talking about right there where it comes out of the water, out of the bank, you just dig that out. And I've never caught giardia or anything else, diphtheria or whatever it is. I've never had a problem with that water where it first comes out of that bank. Here's the thing, people used to drink that water all the time. What it is you got this thing everybody forgot about. It's called an immune system. Okay, germs, believe it or not, are your friends. They help you build your immune system up. Did you know that? Okay, once your immune system gets built up and it can stand to drink a little water that ain't been purified and boiled and bleached and everything else, okay, you killed all that out of your immune system yourself by drinking town water, drinking bottled water and stuff like that. Okay, you may come out here and drink out of a spring, it not give me a lick of problem, but it give you the diarrhea for 4 or 5 days till your body gets that immune system built up. You know what I'm saying? Look at your seeds. Do you have seeds? I'm not saying don't buy a survival bucket because them are handy. They're about $100 or something. 1,000,000 seeds. Well, I got to looking at them. They got 25 bean seeds. They've got 25 corn seeds. They might have 3 or 4 different ones, so it equals 75. Okay, is your seeds heirloom? Okay, heirloom grows back the exact same thing. If you have a heirloom that's a turkey crawl, a rattlesnake bean, so forth, white afron, whatever, pink tips and all that, if you got those, okay, they're going to grow that bean every year. Hybrids, you don't know what you'll have. Okay, you turn around and if you grow, let's say you get that bucket open, you're like, I got it, buddy. I got these beans right here. I got 75 seeds. That sounds like a lot until you're trying to eat on them through the summer, and then you're trying to put up enough to go through the winter. Plus, you got to save some for seeds. Okay, and here's another problem. If you plant them within so many feet of each other, they cross-pollinate. The seeds that you save are no longer heirloom. They're now a hybrid. And they're not going to produce. You don't know. You may go out there and say, okay, I like these pink tips. Boy, I'm planting them. Come up with white half runners. You don't know what you're going to produce. So, if it was me, I'd look in that bucket. If you get a list or something with it, I'd go down through there and I'd say, okay, cucumbers. There's 300 cucumber seeds. Okay, that's a lot of cucumber seeds. There's 5,000 lettuce seeds. That's a lot of count right there. Real quick, just went up. Okay, there's 5,000 cabbage seeds. Okay, there's 2,000 beet seeds or radish seeds. Okay, when you get to looking, little bitty seeds, they put a lot of them in there. Corn, beans. Do you have a way to grow potatoes? Do you even know how to save your potatoes from year to year? Okay, my potatoes, and what I do is every year, everybody's like, look at that bacon tater. Nope, that's my seed potato. Because I want my potatoes to be the biggest, healthiest plants they can be. When I go taking tomato seeds, I don't go, well, look at that little German tomato. Boy, that thing's so pretty. No. I want that German tomato that's, big as a slice of bread. I'm going to save the seeds out of it because it got the genes that made it a big tomato. Same thing with potatoes. You go out there and you plant little bitty potatoes, you're going to have little bitty potatoes because they carry the gene that makes little potatoes. Anyway, that's the way I see it. And okay, here's another thing. When you plant a potato, it has to live off of that potato that you're planting till it gets roots established in the dirt. Okay, think about that. It may be 3 or 4 weeks, a month before it establishes good roots and it's living off that potato. If you take a potato this big and you cut it into 4 pieces, okay, for the next month, right there is what your poor potato plant's trying to live off of until it can grow. Okay, but if you throw that whole potato in there, it's got a lot more to live off of. And I put my prettiest things to seeds, people. If I got a zucchini down there, man, I'll let 2 or 3 zucchinis grow to full length. And then I'll let them get, yaller, and I'll let them get hard. And then I get my seeds back. Okay, same thing with everything else. Cucumbers, I let them turn yaller. And, then I'll try to protect that cucumber and let it turn kind of brown and hard. Then I'll pop that cucumber and get my seeds out of it. Okay, I grow all heirloom seeds. And prepare for this too, people, because it happened to me. And, I know everything. No, I don't. Okay, I got careless. I had my seeds in a freezer. And if you look at that video, freezer went down, lost my food, but I kept my seeds. Okay, that's partially true. I had to take my thumb up, which is why I have my bandage bag out here. But I had a bag that big full of rattlesnake beans. Okay, I was thinking, well, I've had a pretty rough year with the drought and everything else. At least I got plenty of bean seed. I know I got enough next year I can make it. All them bean seeds got wet. Old Mountain Man was in there. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm about to find more bean seed. Okay, for a minute I was panicked. Okay, I happened to look in there and I had a quart bag that was 2 years ago when I first built this little 60-foot fence. I didn't do nothing the first year but put that in seeds. Okay, I ordered them because they come with, what was it, 25, maybe 35 seeds. I planted them and got my seeds. Okay, same notion, it's a good thing I did. And when you're prepping stuff, man, don't have it all in one location. Do not. Get out something out there in the woods, because let's be honest. Okay, there's there food in my house? Yeah. There's not a great lot. There's enough to do 3 months or so. Okay. But when I go to the store and I buy canned stuff, I put a lot of that in buckets. I put other stuff in those buckets that I find necessities. Remember we done the prepper's bucket? And then I take it up in the mountain. I don't take it here in my yard. No, I ain't stupid. I'm taking that way off from the house, where if you come around here and start looking for it, you're not going to find it. Okay, and I heard a guy say, well, I'll just take a metal detector. Good luck with that. You forget something, old buddy. I ain't retarded. I went out there. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That probably ain't politically correct. Okay, but I ain't stupid. Okay, I'll throw these fields full of nails. I throw the woods full of nails and stuff like that. Where when you come through there, you dig and dig, and you come up with a rusty nail. Or you'll come up with a rusty washer. Eventually you're going to get tired of digging up crap trying to find my crap. You ain't going to find it. Okay. Figure out preps that goes across very variants of other things. Like, what if it ain't what you think it is? Something else happens. How prepared are you for that? Or if it's something else happens, how much does that weigh over to this? And do your preps accordingly. Just look into it. I made a list. Where's that notebook? There's a notebook here, Summers. And I wrote down what was I prepping for. first thing was winter. I know that sounds bad, but it was. Uh, because it may not happen. And again, we got election coming in November, and there's a certain female said something about using the National Guard for guns confiscations. Okay, it may get bad. It may get real bad. She's talking about going in and telling everybody how much they can sell something for and how much they have to pay you and everything else. Okay, let that start. You'll see supermarkets shut down. You'll see fast food restaurants, everything shutting down because that let's say your grocery store there, if it showed 1% growth last year, 1%, and they turn around and go, no, wait. We want you. You can't sell your groceries, but at this level. And they look at it and say, okay, that doesn't allow us to grow. That doesn't allow us to, do nothing. Why would that store owner or the franchise owners keep putting, tens and thousands, $100,000 into something when they're not making nothing back? They'll say, we'll just shut the doors. Then what do? You're jobless. First of all, if you're an employee of that place, you're jobless. And the community you take right here where I live, you've got 1, 2, 3, about 6 or 7 big stores. Okay, but what happens if 5 of them close down? You just got 2. Okay, everybody's going to be going to them stores, and there's going to be a lot of food shortages because they can't stock enough to keep it on the shelves. Do you have that stuff at your house already? Remember 2020, you couldn't buy toilet paper? I'd have me a couple rolls of toilet paper laid back. To me, that's a priority. I know I'm a big tough guy, but there's parts on me it's sensitive, and we need some toilet paper. I remember them Sears Roebuck catalogs rolling that up, trying to make it soft, and having an outhouse. Oh, trust me, you ain't never had fun till you're in an outhouse situation. You sitting there, wind blowing up your privates and everything. You're trying to use the bathroom, and you're sitting over there wadding up a piece of paper trying to make something soft to wipe your butt on. Hey, that's the way I growed up. Look at your priorities. It doesn't matter if you say, I'm just worried about a nuclear war. Okay, that's fine. That's great, buddy. Hey, if you want to go buy that big radiation suit and all that, do you have a tent outside? Do you have means? Do you have, I don't know what chemical does away with radiation. I'd have to go hunt that up. But do you have a tent outside that people that's been exposed comes into, that they get sprayed down with whatever? And, do you have a way of disposing of their clothes so it doesn't contaminate your garden or contaminate whatever? You got to have a way of getting rid of them clothes. Do you have clothes those people wear? Are you going to start a news colony for people that got cancer, or got radiated? If that's what you want to choose, okay, but now think about it on that level there. If I've got a place out there that's made to decontaminate you, let's say it's another global pandemic. I can tell you, okay, you can come up here, but you're going to stop down here. And that may be you get sprayed with bleach water or Lysol or whatever. Your clothes gets thrown away, and we give you clothes that we know is not contaminated, and then you come in. You know what I'm saying? But okay, that decontamination area would be my front porch. I would put plastic around my front porch. I'd plastic off my windows and everything like that. Where, if you had to be decontaminated, would put you in there. I'd come out with some kind of rain suit on or something where, I'd keep away from you. But I'd probably have a pump sprayer, and we're going to spray you down. And then we're going to have a water one that sprays you down water, or you can run in there and take a shower after you're decontaminated. But, give this stuff some thought and try to figure out if your preps can be used in, let's say, 4, 5, 6 scenarios. And what should be the priority if it'll span all of those. And that way, you ain't caught with your britches down. As my papa used to say, don't be caught with your britches down. Okay. Just give that a thought and prepare for everything, I guess the way to say it, not just, or prepare for anything, not just something. You know what I'm saying? And that way you don't you're a prepper that's not prepped for the right thing. Okay, I guess I've talked enough about this. I'm gonna uh, go make me a big old thing of ice water. See my ice melted. See that? Uh, but I'm gonna go fix me some ice water. Uh, kind of do a little bit of work around the house. I got another video I want to talk to you about on prepping too. It kind of my mind never. I don't sleep much, so there's a lot of thoughts on my mind. But you know, I'll do another video here in a little while and try to get it on. And we might do a Mountain Man's Country Kitchen. I don't know if that's hitting as much as I'd like. Oh, if y'all have any recipes, remember we were talking about the recipe book, where we could do recipes or if you know way to preserve foods and stuff. I still have a post office box. It's P.O. Box 2, Blackwater, Virginia. 24221, I think is it. Yeah, 24221. Send those to me, man. If y'all got some kind of story that you want told about the Appalachian Mountains or moonshiners and stuff like that, hey, send them in. We'll put them on here. We'll try your recipes. We'll throw those in Mountain Man's Country Kitchen and give that a try and see what it tastes like. Like Uncle Bob had them eggs with the cornbread. I thought he had lost his mind, but they were pretty good. So I'm always, looking for another recipe or a way to fix something that, is good to eat. But, if you got I know it's gonna sound silly. Okay, I love to fish. If you got a fishing lure, you remember we went through that little priority bag. This is my priority fishing bag. This is what I know catches fish. If you got something that catches fish, hey, let me know. Hey, if you want to, send me one. And I'll take it down to the riverbank. We'll sling it out there in the water and see if it does catch fish. You know, I really want to do that recipe book. I really would like to get that done. I'm looking into, I don't know if I'm going to do it, the apparel. I wouldn't care to have a hat that said, Mountain Man Common Sense and something like that. I had a few, not on here, but, people out asked me about a shirt or something like that. I don't know. I'm not doing this for money. I am not. And I don't know if I want to do a clothing line and all that. If I do anything, it'll be up to y'all. If y'all want to see clothing or, want me to come up with something like that, I'll do it. If you don't care, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? If it's, if we'll keep the videos going. I'm not, like I said, I'm not in this for the money. I have women that overdo all the business part of it. I can't do it. I ain't gonna lie to tell you, I do good to post a video. I got girls, if I mess up a video, that has to edit them because I don't know how. I don't know why. It just seems like when they start talking that, I take a mental block. So, but if y'all want some kind of apparel that says Mountain Man, use common sense, or, we'll come up with something. Give me suggestions. We might make a couple shirts and send them out. If you got a seed, some kind of seeds, like let's say you got an heirloom seed that maybe I don't have. You want to send it to me to try it to see how it grows here? Hey, I'll put it in the ground. There was a woman give me passion fruit on Facebook one time. We was talking about passion fruit, and I kept asking what it was, and she sent me a few passion fruit seeds. I got them growing out here beside the house. Man, those things are amazing. So, I was tickled to death that she sent me some. She said, well, they grow everywhere down here. Let me send you some. So she did. They were amazing. And they are delicious. But I'm going to jump off here, let y'all get back to doing what you're doing. I'll get back to what I was doing. And, I got today's Saturday. I know it sounds silly. Today's laundry day and stuff like that. I got to go wash some clothes and stuff. But, give it a thought, how do I prepare for not a situation, but for multiple situations? Where's my priorities and where do I need to focus my money at? Because if you're starting out, man, it can be overwhelming. And if you have questions, please put them in the comments. I'll answer it the best I can. There's other people, man. There's a lot of people jumping there. No, dude, think about this. or maybe this will help you. You know, we'll all get in there and try to help each other because together we'll grow as a, as a group, a community, whatever you want to call us. We'll grow this to, where it really is something that helps everybody. All right. Y'all have a good day. Have a blessed day. Be good to each other. And I'll see you on the next video.